Yo, 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 what's up? Happy Monday. Thank you for coming over to the DFS 5-pack. We're here to talk Showdown tonight. We got the Seahawks at Philadelphia this evening. Hopefully, everybody had an awesome Sunday. I know we were liking our boy Tyreek Hill yesterday, which had a great day. So hopefully, everybody was able to take advantage of that. If not, we got another slate tonight. So get back out there and take advantage.
Yeah, we got the last slate of week 12, and can't believe we're already going to be a week 13 next week. It's crazy.
I'm correct you on something. We got another game tomorrow.
Oh, you are 100% right. I forgot, my friend.
I know. I kind of forgot about it until this morning, and then I'm like, oh snap! I got football on Tuesday too. Yes, even though it's probably going to be not the most aesthetically pleasing of games, knowing that the Ravens are not much better off than the Broncos in this situation. But hey, at least Robert Griffin was good at one point.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a while ago, but it was at a point.
This is true.
All right, guys, don't forget it is Cyber Monday. We got plenty of deals to take advantage over here for today and today alone. Not much can get better than monthly customers. You sign up for a brand new membership today, you get a $20 reimbursement of your first month, which means you get to catch the first week of NBA, the next couple of weeks of NFL, all for only $10. That's a hell of a deal. Annual customers get all three sports all year long for only $125. Pay through the website. The link is below. Get your $75 reimbursement by the end of the day. Otherwise, you can pay manually via PayPal or Venmo for a total of $125. Lifetime customers, one-time payment, $275. Never make another payment. Get baseball, basketball, and football for permanently. No future payments. Pay through PayPal, Venmo, or pay through the website. NBA only. We got 2 slots left for only $60, and the rest of the NFL season is only $49. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, Facebook me, tweet me, Instagram me, anything like that. It's all up here. I got a video breaking this all down. We're here to help you save money and to win. And don't forget to check out our show sponsor, Overlay Fantasy Sports. We got some matchups on there I like a lot today. One of them in specific. It's already featured up on the Instagram page, guys. Get over to overlaydfs.com. The matchup shop is fire. We're going to have NBA out in a couple of weeks. Just a lot of stuff to be excited about. They continue to grow on a weekly basis. And the name of the website is overlaydfs.com. They got tournaments. They got it all.
Yeah, let's get it, man. A ton of stuff to get excited about. Not the least of which being NBA coming shortly.
I'm excited like a kid in the candy store, baby. Did DraftKings cash lineup review earlier. That video is up. Subscribe to the station if you're new to it. Thumbs up is appreciated. Let's start out with the main piece. Probably the easiest guy to slide into a roster today is going to be Russell Wilson, because no matter what you think about this game and how it plays out, I mean, Seattle has to put up points, right? And Russell Wilson is usually a key factor of that. We got a plethora of pay down options. You know, whether or not you want to captain them, that's up to you. You know, you and I view the game a little bit differently. And if you don't want to captain them, I get that. But we have a lot of pay down options. So just on a raw floor, I mean, he's got the highest floor and the highest upside on the slate. So it's difficult not to play Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're playing any sort of optimal line, you're just plugging him in there. Very easy to afford. This is just a keep it simple, stupid type of play. Not much even to go over with it.
No, I mean, what's it going to be? 95% owned, like 98 in cash games and what, 85 in tournaments? 90 maybe? Yeah, exactly. All right. Next up, let's get a little bit, let's talk a little other ideas from other games or other teams. Third time's the charm, apparently. All right. Dallas Goedert. We don't agree on this game 100%, but we do agree on this. He's our favorite Philly pass catcher. There's still no Ertz. Wentz loves his tight ends. And whether it's Wentz or Hurts, I can't imagine Hurts is like very proficient at throwing outside the numbers. So I'm assuming he'll be looking at running backs and tight ends. Enter Dallas Goedert, who's he's a very good tight end in his own right.
Yeah, Hurts is not a guy that's projected to be some sort of like elite pocket passer. He's an athlete, a guy that can move his legs. The guys that we like in the Philly offense I think are going to be guys that what both Wentz and Hurts are targeting. Goddard, especially with no Ertz. We've talked about this a lot. He's one of the better tight ends in the league. On most teams, he would be the starting tight end. With Philly's kind of, circus of wide receivers, it continues to change. Goddard is probably their most consistent guy. He looked good last week, caught a late touchdown. A lot to like him. And as you said, he is our favorite pass catcher for Philly.
Solid beard game as well, which never hurts.
Extremely.
All right, speaking of tight ends, check out Jacob Hollister of the Seattle Seahawks. So the first bullet point here is the key one. There's no Greg Olsen, right? I mean, the Seahawks tight end situation reminds me of the Colts running back situation in the sense that you never really know who's going to get the most looks that week. Usually Olsen is your favorite, but he's the most expensive. This week, without Greg Olsen, you're left with Jacob Hollister and Will Dissly. Well, over the past 5 weeks, Hollister has 4 more targets than Dissly. Does that mean he gets more tonight? No, it doesn't mean he gets more tonight. But he's less than half the price, and he's been more targeted over the last month plus. So why would I not be more apt to use Jacob Hollister right here? I do think that makes him probably the higher owned of the 2 tight ends. But at $1,400, this allows me to get to the Russell Wilsons of the world. Get your studs on DK Showdowns. It's just the way to go.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. He looks really good at this price point. He just makes sense as a solid filler option. We talked about the Seattle offense, besides Metcalf and Lockett, who are obviously the 2 main pieces. Their pass catchers after that are really, really affordable. Hollister makes a ton of sense, especially with a couple guys out.
Yeah, exactly. He's cheap. He's cheap. It doesn't take much to pay off this salary. 2 catches for 32 yards, and you're more than happy with his production.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up, Miles Sanders. So I think the big question here, and we've talked back and forth on this one a little bit this morning, will they finally feature him? Because that's just kind of Philly's big issue, in my opinion. They don't give him enough touches. He's their best player on offense, and he doesn't get enough touches. Now that they're a little bit in disarray, they don't know what they're doing at the quarterback position today, or maybe they don't, but the public doesn't really know. Will they just give Miles Sanders the ball? Because that's all he needs to produce. Look at those yards per carry. Now, I know he's broken off a couple of long ones, which will kind of tilt the yards per carry in his favor. But that also tells us he's very capable of breaking off a long run on any given week. We saw him do it against Pittsburgh. He was terrible against Pittsburgh, except for one run. Got him there. Got him to be viable. He could do the same thing here again today. Seattle's actually pretty good against the run. 3rd best yards per carry, 3rd best yards per game. But you want to know what? Miles Sanders is the kind of dude that can do it in one game. And I don't know, it's not really the guy that you hear people say this, but free Miles Sanders. Give him the ball and let him be the focal point of the offense.
Couldn't agree more. I like Philly in this spot. I think they're going to be competitive. And I think they're going to be competitive because they give Miles Sanders the rock a lot. He is their best offensive player. Hard to trust them to do that. But with their quarterback situation so unknown, I think tonight's the night to really to unleash Sanders. As my favorite piece of Philly, I like Sanders a lot in this spot.
And if it is Hurts at quarterback, the fear of a running quarterback opens up holes for the running back. And you've seen it in like in the Baltimore Ravens situation, not as much this year, but more last year. When you constantly have to worry about the quarterback running the ball, it gives the linebackers a reason to pause, which is good for running backs. So if it is Hurts today, which we don't know what their quarterback situation is going to look like tonight, it could be back and forth. It could be all Wentz, all Hurts. We don't know. But if it is Hurts, that could be good for Miles Sanders.
For sure. No doubt about it.
Or it could be the opposite. It could be like Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. We don't know, but we do know Sanders is really good, and they should just give him the ball.
Amen.
All right, last up, the Seahawks defense. So we've got a couple of things to talk about right here. One, Carson Wentz is a really big fan of turning the ball over. He does it all the time. It seems to be something that he enjoys. It probably isn't, but it definitely comes off as something that he enjoys doing. So if it is Carson Wentz, they are turnover prone. If it is Jalen Hurts, I don't think we have a lot of faith in him being really, really good. And as bad as Seattle's defense has been for a good portion of this year, they've made some strides over the last couple of weeks. Picking up Carlos Dunlap was really, really good for them. He's not a game changer like, say, a Khalil Mack, or an Aaron Donald, but he's a solid defensive player. He kind of shut down the game last week for him a little bit more. And the Seahawks have had 13 sacks over the past 3 weeks. Sacks and pressure on the quarterback is typically where turnovers come from.
Yeah, agreed. So even though I like Philly in this spot, I think the Seattle D is in a real good spot to get sacks, to potentially get turnovers. You mentioned Carson Wentz turning the ball over. I don't think Hurts is a guy, as you mentioned, that's, we're projecting to be a guy that's elite right away. If Seattle gets to him, I wouldn't be surprised if he turns the ball over. So even with liking Philly in this spot, I like the Seattle D a lot here. Dunlap did add a lot to their defense. He looked good last week. And all the points we talked about, man, I think it makes a lot of sense at a very affordable price point.
Also, Seattle's defense has been bad enough this year that I think there are a lot of times where when you had like this disarray at the quarterback position, people would be loading up on this defense. But because Seattle has been so bad, I don't think like people line up to grab them. Now it's a showdown slate. They're going to get buyers. Every defense gets buyers in every showdown slate because you only have so many options. But I don't expect them to be like overwhelming chalk or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you.
Right. And like, we saw it last night. The Packers defense does not create a lot of pressure, but they picked up a fumble and brought it to the house yesterday. I know you're not a big fan of the Falcons defense overall, but you played them yesterday. They had a great day. Defenses, I mean, they can come out of nowhere to have good days. And if you're creating pressure like they have lately, it's easier for it to happen.
For sure. Couldn't agree more.
All right, guys. That's all we got for you today. Again, all the Cyber Monday deals are available throughout the rest of the day. Other than for about 20 minutes when I run my kids out somewhere, I will be around to get you back with those reimbursements. We got NBA only a couple of weeks away. You grab yourself an annual membership. You got baseball, basketball, and football for 1 full year for about $10 a month. It's about as good as the deals that you're going to find. And I don't know. The NFL has been turning up money lately, so come and join the team.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Thanks, guys.